know what I'm saying? Niggas got money. Niggas throwing that shit up in the club, man. I mean, you know, so, it's crazy, man. You gotta figure that out, man. Then we gotta make sure they ain't a setup. I'm gonna have to ask you, I gotta do a read on that shit. That ain't no setup. That ain't the free zone. And that memo expired, nigga. Might be some shit. Real. A
Hey,
memo expired.
so basically, the whole, uh, um, setup for it. What's the setup for it? How do you get and we're talking about the dispensaries out
Well,
in Colorado.
see, yeah. I mean, like when we was out there in Colorado, man, the whole thing was the reason they was so freely to get that information up. They was just basically saying, well, what's happening in Colorado? This shit this is gonna happen to other places too. So the move is just to kind of just learn the industry. So in Colorado, for example, you know, I know you gotta go. You go to their little their little website. You download their little documents, and they give you a list of shit that you got to do. You got to knock them out. Boom, 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 boom. Then you got to pay these fees and your monies and just to get that license. You know what I'm saying? And once you got that license, now you got the hat. Now you got to go set your shit up, and that's like that. I think the lady Wanda, I think she had a company, or there are companies that are actually you can consult, and it will help set your shit up for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, this is what you do. Boom, 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 boom. This is what you call it. So it's what I'm saying. I even read some shit where in Las Vegas, because Vegas, they got the medical stuff going on, but I'm what they're saying in January, coming up in January of November, at the end of November this year, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have that vote on the table for the recreational side. So what's going on is cats are going to Las Vegas just to get the license. So they're paying all the money just to have that license. You know what I'm saying? Because once that shit goes recreational, it's gonna be hard to get a license because the people who already got them, they're able to go ahead and sell that shit and make crazy money. So cats are going in there, getting the licenses and flipping them shits. They just holding on to them like an investment. They ain't even opening no business. They just got the license. So when that shit go legal, they gonna and somebody say, I want to go down there and make that bread. Well, shit, I already got the license. How much you gonna give me for the shit? You know what I'm saying? Man, the game is crazy, man. People make and we on the sidelines, man. Niggas getting rich and we on the sidelines. So I want to talk to people like Wanda James, who look like her cause is she got a cause. Her cause is to spread the word about the industry and get people of color into the game. You know what I'm saying? And so niggas can quit catching these stupid charges and shit while they got that free zone. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to somebody like her. You know what I mean?
Hey, talk about There's a brother I used to always talk about, Ryan. Was it Randall something Johnson? Who was like a black dude, was very very good investor, and he died young.
Mm.
I think he died in a plane crash.
Talk Reginald Lewis.
Reginald Lewis. There you go.
Reggie.
Did he die?
Woo!
How did he die? Did he die in a plane crash?
Nah.
Okay.
He
I got
died.
the wrong person then. Okay.
Saying he died on that Johnny Cochran shit, that brain cancer.
Yeah, get into that brother a little bit, man. I mean, break him down a little bit because you always talk about him, and the story on him is always pretty interesting because a lot of people don't know who he is. Who was he?
Woo! Reggie, you want to talk about Reggie? If we need to talk about money, we can talk about Reggie, boy. Yeah, for real. I do that. Yeah, we can do that. Talk about Reggie. Yeah, you want to do that?
Sure, go ahead. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you to talk
Oh, you
about Reggie
talking right
right now.
now?
You right now?
Oh shit! I thought you talking about for the show. Oh yeah, Reggie, man. So Reginald Lewis I mean, he got a book called. It's a book out called "Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?" Matter of fact, I gotta get that back from Dre. He got my book, man. So Reggie, when he was a low, he grew up in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Back in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in the black community in the hood or whatever. And his granddaddy, you know what I'm saying? I think this was like the 50s or 60s or whatever. But his granddaddy used to he used to work at this like a country club, you know, where all the rich, white, successful people in Baltimore would come and chill out and relax. And so he would be serving these cats all day. He like the, you know, he like, you know, that's the jobs we had. So after school, Reggie would go over there, chill with his granddaddy before he go home every day. You know what I'm saying? But when he would come through, his granddaddy would set a table up for him and start serving him like he would serve the white folks. And he would tell them, "Look, you was just ain't no regular dude. You ain't no different from these cats. You can do the same shit they doing. That's why this is how you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to handle this shit. This is supposed to have people serve you just like this." So he kind of like instilled that grind and that hustle in him, and he always was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? And so he was, you know, he was doing this thing. He started hustling and, you know, selling. You know, he was always making money. You know what I mean? He bought himself a little whip and everything. He was a football player too in high school. They said he had an arm. Boy, used to call him Bullet Arm Reggie. You know what I'm saying? He had them guns. He used to gun niggas down on that field. So Reggie was like, yo, I want to be rich, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the hood like this. You know what I'm saying? So he went to school at Virginia Union, and then he ended up going to somehow he got into one of Yale. I think it was Yale. Yale was just starting to you know, their little diversity thing, man. They like, yo, we got to start letting some black people up in here. So I think, you know, they start, you know, accepting some people, and yeah, he was one of the first ones to get in. So he went to Yale. I believe it was Yale. Yep, I think he went to Yale, and he learned business. He wanted to be a lawyer, so he ended up studying at Yale, became a corporate lawyer. You know what I mean? So when he got out of school, he started working as a lawyer. So a corporate lawyer, they're the cats. Like when you have these deals going on with these companies, the corporate lawyer do all the paperwork. So if you have a merger and acquisition, or somebody trying to buy a business, trying to buy another business, or somebody trying to buy a business, period, you get you a corporate attorney to make sure everything right. And he set up the transaction. So he ended up uh, working for a lot of the black companies, man, like Jet Magazine. When them boys was expanding, he was the lawyer putting the deals together, and all these little black BE top 100 companies you see now. He was involved with some of them deals. He was putting together these deals, man. He was seeing everybody getting their little money, and he's like, yo, these niggas is making bread. They happy and everything. You know what I'm saying? He started seeing their little bread, but remember, he went to Yale, so he had classmates that he went to school with, and they was doing the same shit. But they checks wasn't like his checks because they was working. They wasn't doing the little black deals. They was doing them deals with them. You know what I'm saying? These big companies. You know, he's like, these niggas eating crumbs out here, man. It's some real money being made. And I went to school with the nigga doing that deal over there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm way better than him. I can, if he can do that deal, shit, I can do. You know, I'm the lawyer putting the deals together. Why not get me some bread together and start buying shit myself? So that's what he did, man. He started got going on. He started his own little firm, and he started buying businesses, started putting deals together, man. You know what I'm saying? Started boom, 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 start putting shit together. And one deal, man, what made him a legend, man, he bought this company called McCall Patterns. You know, remember back in the day when your grandmama or whatever, they used to sew. People used to sew back in the day. Like my mom used to make dresses and stuff like that. But what she would do is she would go, she would go to the store and buy a pattern of a dress. So she buy the pattern. So you would buy the pattern, and then you would go buy the material, the cloth or whatever, and then all you would do is cut out the material according to the pattern, and then you just stitch them together and make you a dress. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Hey, and close this door. Yeah, get him and take him with you. Close that door. Yeah. So he would buy the so yeah, you would do the patterns. So the company that made the patterns was for sale. And Reggie's like, shit, I'm gonna buy that, because at the time, man, women was going through their little thing where they wasn't sitting around the crib sewing no more. You know what I'm saying? So the sales of the company was going down. Sort of like the day when you got companies like Kmart and shit. People don't go to Kmart no more. That's why they filed bankruptcy. Somebody end up buying Kmart and sales. People go to Walmart now. Shit changes sometimes, just like that. And when companies get into that state, they distress. So the value go down. You able to buy the shit at a discount. So he went and he put together some bread. He needed $1 million. He only had I think he had like $90,000. You know what I'm saying? He ended up raising the rest of the money from from family and friends or whatever. And he ended up he got a loan. He put $1 million down. He bought the company. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, okay, this nigga, ain't nobody really was paying no attention to what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So what made him a legend? Why this story was so crazy is because when he bought the company value, you know what I'm saying, was down because it had so much debt. The company had a lot of debt on it. You know what I mean? When you got a lot of debt on your books, the value of your company goes down because you heavily debted. So what he did was he analyzed the company. And a nigga like Reggie did this before he even bought it. So he analyzed the company. He was like, where is all this debt coming from? And he looked, said, damn, the company they got all this real estate. You know what I'm saying? That's where all the debt was, in the real estate. Because all these mortgages and all these, they paying all this shit. So the company was heavily debted. So what Reggie did, man, he went and set up a dummy company, right? A dummy company, set up a little dummy. It was his company, whatever. And then he created some paperwork, a contract, a sales contract, where he was going to sell all the real estate to his company. Ain't no real money exchanged hands. It was on paper. So he sold all the real estate that was heavily debted with this company over to his other company. And so now all the debt is on his other company, not on the company he just bought. So now when you go look at the books, the company ain't got no debt. So now the price shoot up, right? So the price of the company shot up to like $90 million or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he bought it for like 10 million or something like that. No, he bought it for 10 million, but he only put like 10%. Then he put that $1 million down. So only $1 million came out of his pocket. But then the value, when he did that move, the shit went up to like to $90 million. And you know what he did? He sold the shit for $90 million in like 1 year. And everybody was like, oh my God, who was this nigga? The nigga turned $1 million into $90 million in a move like that at the time, man. That shit was so cold. He was a beast, and a lot of people, they put him in magazines and everything, so people start noticing him, man, after that move. That shit made him a legend. They had an article in the paper, 90-1. He was a beast. Who was this black man? Just figured some shit like, because that move was fucking brilliant. People do it today, but he was one of the originators of that.
What was some of the companies that he owned? Do you know any of the names of the companies he
I'm
owned?
about to get to it. So when he did that, he went out to go buy another company because he's like, yo, the money's in buying these companies. So it was another big company for sale. And he put in the highest bid for the company. And he lost. Now, how you lose if you put the highest bid out? Because they found out he was black. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, who behind you? Nah, it's me. Oh, word, nigga, we ain't finna let you have this. You crazy. Okay, how much money you got? So that he was depressed after that, man. That almost broke his spirit. It's like Job and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was depressed. And he said, nah, man, I'm gonna switch the game up. And so he created a company, RLJ, Reginald Rules, RJL, something like that. It was his initials. He created another company, and he went after this company called Patrice International. Now, at the time, you ever I know you know you ever if you ever go to any type of restaurants, man, or like most restaurants in America, they all getting their food from damn near the same people called Cisco's. You see their trucks around, man. Cisco got they supply like most of the food to all the restaurants. Anything in restaurants, them niggas is supplying to Cisco. That's the but in Europe, the equivalent of Cisco's was this company called Patrice International. Every restaurant grocery store around Europe was getting all their stuff from Patrice International. And I say Europe, I ain't just mean one country, I mean Europe. I mean like Spain, Portugal, France. This one company was doing all this type of shit. And Reggie, you know, he was an analyst and he was looking at the books and he saw Patrice was going through some things and they was trying to sell a company. And he was like, yo, I want to buy this company, man. But, you know, that's a big company. Everybody in the investment game wanted to get this company, but they didn't know how to buy this shit. Nobody knew how to buy this company, man. I'm talking about real cats, niggas like Mike Milken. Mike Milken was, if you ever seen the movie Wall Street with Michael Douglas, the character was based off this real dude named Mike Milken, was a Wall Street beast. This nigga, huh? Oh yeah, yeah. So Mike Milken was a beast, man. He couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So Reggie was like, because the problem was just the reason why nobody couldn't buy the companies because Patrice International was operating in all these different countries. They had all these different pieces in all these different countries, and all these different countries had different currencies and they had different taxes. So you have to figure out how to handle all that shit, all them different type of taxes and all them currencies. And that shit was like too complicated. Nobody can figure out how to do that. Reggie was like, damn, I need to figure out how to do that. So he went over to Citibank. Citibank was pulling off some real crazy deals and shit, some complicated deals with some complicated taxes. So Reggie asked himself, I know Citibank's a big corporation, but corporation ain't nothing but shit that run by people. Who's the person who figure out the taxes who work for Citi? So he looked and he saw the cat and it was a black dude, a black man working for Cisco, an employee was the one figuring out how to do the taxes. So he went to him because Reggie was a play, he was a hustler. Look, man, look, like yo, I know City is a big company, they doing their thing, but my nigga, you the dude behind it, you the brains behind this shit. If it ain't but for you, none of this shit wouldn't even be going down. You want to sit here and be a slave and shit to these niggas? Or you want to go ahead and do your own thing? Man, let's start our own little thing, nigga. Let's make history, nigga. Let's shock the world. You know what I'm saying? So my man was like, okay. So he showed him the deal. You know what I'm saying? He showed him all the different parts and shit and all that, man. And my man went in there, boom, 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 boom. He did his thing, man. He created a computer model and shit. And so Reggie put a package together. And he went and met with, I think it was Bear Stearns, one of the investment banks, man. And when they see that shit, them niggas got scared, like, oh shit, but who's this nigga, man? How you figure this out? They had to give him the money, man, because nobody else can pull it off, man. So they gave him the money. He bought it, man. He bought Patrice International. And the crazy thing is, before he bought it, He put a contract on, just like putting an option on. You know what I'm saying? And then he went around and all them different pieces and all them different countries. He broke them up and he sold. And he had sale contracts on all that. He had like, you can have that for 40 million. You can have that for 100 million. You can have that for 70 million. So he already had contracts to sell that shit. So the day he closed, he did a simultaneous closing where he closed all them deals in one day to raise the money because he had needed like a down payment, like $100 and something million that he didn't have. So he used them boy own company, broke that shit up, and gave them their own bread back and bought this shit. The nigga was a beast, man. You understand what I'm saying? He was the first black billionaire. And then after that, when he closed that deal, he went down to that same country club where his granddaddy used to serve him. He took the whole crew down there, and that nigga bought the bar out. You know what I'm saying? He balled out. He balled out, man. And after that, he was going by the Texas Rangers, and then he said he was going for the White House. And all of a sudden, Reggie was gone. And then and the crazy thing, and this happened, he died in 1992, I believe. 92 now. We was around, and we never heard of it because they didn't want you to hear about no nigga like that. They want you on the chronic. They didn't want you on that Reggie shit. You know what I'm saying? But yo, a lot of the black BE 100, all them cats that you see that running these companies now, they used to work for Patrice International because the company was too big for Reggie to run that shit by himself. And so they was working for him. And when he ended up dying, his wife broke the company up, and a lot of them people bought pieces of that company. And that's why they popping today, man. And he got a book called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? That shit should be a movie. Will Smith should play this nigga. Word up. That should be a movie.
Wow, that's real. That's real dope, man. I mean, a lot of people really don't know about this guy, and I definitely gonna go check that book out. Why should white guys have all the fun? I mean, it's just self evident, day in day out, that you don't have to submit or basically be hanging your head all the time because the circumstance that you're born into or born under or whatever. You gotta use the your whatever skills you have, whatever you got to make whatever you're trying to make happen, man. You know what I mean? Because it can happen. It happens every single day. You work hard or you work smart. You know what I mean? Some of us just want to work hard, and I mean, it's because we haven't really conceptualized, that there's other ways to do things, and until we figure that out, we're pretty much gonna be employees versus employers. You know what I mean? We're gonna always be slaves instead of masters, because you have to understand that their systems have lots of holes in it, man, and they make it that way because, see, they make the rules. But they don't make the rules to keep them. They make the rules to control you, while they sidestep the rules. You know what I mean? You tell you gotta pay taxes, but how many of these big corporations are paying taxes? They tell you gotta go to school and you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But how many of these guys really look into it? How many of them really finished school, went to school, or did anything educationally serious? You know what I'm saying? It's a system that they have set up to basically keep the cronyism going, and I definitely gotta check out this brother. I definitely gotta check him out. Is there anybody else that you could measure in this time that you could say is close to him? I mean, I look at a lot of our successful entrepreneurs right now that are public are mostly in the entertainment field. Like, I like what Jay-Z and Beyonce do. I like what Puffy did. I like what Russell did. You know what I mean? Their stories are, have been told time and time again, and probably haven't even really been told all that well. You know what I mean? We just know tidbits of it. But these guys, they've done some amazing things behind the scenes to establish their brands and to really put themselves in a position where, they may have started out in music, but it's bigger than music now.
Another, like if you want to look at other people, great business minds, man, like Reggie today. Um, I see a lot of, like it's some people like entertainment people, like you see Jay-Z doing shit like buying title. He's just following the moves that people before him have done. He starts studying cash like this. You gotta, and as one brother that people don't really give a lot of credit to, you know what I'm saying? Because people didn't like how he had an exit strategy. You know what I'm saying? Any good investor gonna have an exit strategy. A lot of people didn't like this man's exit strategy, but you got to look at Robert Johnson. You know what I'm saying? The whole BET situation when cable first came out, just like the marijuana industry, with no blacks in it. You know what I'm saying? It was a growing industry. It was getting popular. You know what I'm saying? But with nobody really in it. And so Robert Johnson said, like, you know what, man? I'm gonna create a network where where black people can go and watch some shit, and we can put our own stuff on or whatever. And what he did was, at the time, man, it was a lot of airtime was like real estate. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, the TV, when you get a midnight, man, anybody remember shit? You only had 3 channels. When midnight came and shit, the Star Spangled Banner started playing. It's time to shut it down. Ain't no more TV on. You got to cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? So, but when cable came out, everybody was trained to go to bed, at a certain time. So you had that's no longer necessary with cable. So you had all this airtime that people was asleep, but you had all this airtime. You know what I'm saying? It was cheap. So Robert Johnson would go after he would buy this airtime, and he would package that shit up, and that's how he came up with BET. He was just leasing the airtime. And he starts, I'm gonna take this airtime. I'm gonna start showing some black shit. And then he went and got him some investors together. You know what I'm saying? Some people put some bread up. I think one dude gave him like $300,000. It was a white dude gave him like $300,000. And when he sold that shit 18 years later, whatever, to Viacom, that 300,000 was like 200 million to the guy who gave it to him. You understand what I'm saying? He became a billionaire. Him and his wife, like his wife, Sheila Johnson, is the richest woman in America. Black woman, man. I think she got more open. You know what I mean? But just because she was down with him, you know what I'm saying? And that was great. Now the brother, what he doing now is he running. He's running this fund. Well, he's taking, like, because when you go to work, you work for a corporation. You got your little retirement accounts. You know what I'm saying? And you got your little retirement accounts at these companies you work with. These 401ks and all that. So what happens is that the companies, the corporations take that money and they put it and invest it into these mutual funds, and the mutual funds go around and they make investments. You don't really got no say in what they invest in. They invest in all types of different type of shit. That's how Bernie got a lot of people. A lot of them companies gave Bernie that bread. But Robert Johnson was like, there's a lot of black folks work at these companies. What I need to do is get control of their retirement money and put that shit in our own little fund, and let's go buy some Hilton hotels. And that's what he started doing. He's doing that now. They're building hotels. They're buying hotels and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's but he's doing it. He ain't nobody really talking about that. You know what I'm saying? He behind the scenes. Another brother named Don Peebles. Don Peebles he's like the black Donald Trump. Don't nobody know about him. But he owned half of Miami. You know what I'm saying? So, we need to start talking and getting into this business shit, because this shit is about building wealth and empires out here, man. Like our ancestors, man. We own buildings, like, shit, nigga. Who built the pyramids? That was a real estate transaction. Trump Towers. Fuck Trump Towers. Who built them pyramids? You know what I'm saying? We was buying shit back then, building stuff, man. So yeah, man. Why should white guys have all the fun, man? Quit hating, man. You gotta get out here and get in the game. Take time out that 24 hours that we waste and study up on brothers like Reginald Lewis, Don Peebles, Bob Johnson. You know, you talking everybody like he sold out, he bought Viacom. Shit, when you get into a deal, you got to get out so you can get your money. He ain't buy that shit. No, listen, he started that shit because it was a business move for him. You know what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't have sold it, but he a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, they come off you a couple of $1 billion for something that you created, you gonna sell it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
I mean, the thing I think a lot of people look at though is we sell too much of the things that we create to these people. Like they because at the end of the day, the money really and truly is our money. You know what I mean? But they
Right.
stole it, and so they're using it basically to control the flow of like our ideas and our ingenuity, and they're sucking us back into their system with our own money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you could sell all the stuff that you make, and you could make all the money you want, but you can't take that money to your grave with you. You know what I mean? When you're dead, they come and take that shit back and estate taxes and all that shit, and you know what I mean? They'll find a way to get that shit back. So they're not worried about the money. That's why they'll give you $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion if that's what you'll sell your pussy for. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. We all out here prostituting ourselves. You know? And what we gotta start doing is when we build some shit, we gotta build for like we gotta start looking like I don't know if it was you I did the video with, but I said we gotta start living for the next 400 years, the next 4,000 years. We gotta lay our expectations and our plans out that far, because that's what they're doing. Why do you think they make so many of these movies, right? Because they know they're not the original Egyptians, the original Jews, the original anything, right? But the reason why they keep on making all these things is because they are thinking 400 years from now. You see, just like how we're in 2016 and we look back at ancient Egypt, and when we try to go into the information to find the primary sources for stuff that our ancestors did, right? We go and we look for all these artifacts, and they can go into the skin and find the melanin, and we find the hair texture, and we find the statues of the wide noses and the thick lips and the high cheekbones, right?
Yeah.
These people today, they're turning using the film like it's the new form of granite. They're chiseling their images on everything. Everything. So 400 years from now, when they done blown all this shit to bits and pieces, that's what you're looking what the ISIL did in Syria and Iraq, in certain places that they were in. When they got to the cultural sites, they destroyed everything. So those records, those things right now, they don't want to exist anymore. It's a matter of time before they go into Egypt and drop a bomb on them pyramids. You see what I'm saying? And all that shit. And then like 400 years from now, we start looking for, let's see what kind of records we have to show what we look like. Right? Ancient Egyptians, gods of Egypt, gods in Exodus. This is the shit that we're gonna pull up. This is the primary sources. Then when you go into the first films, because you go back to you go into the historical records, you go to the oldest ones, and it proves who was who and what was what. But because they've been in charge of this media so long, they're controlling everything. They're controlling what you're gonna think of the images. When you look at Genghis Khan, and he's been played by John Wayne, right? You look at Moses, and he's been played by the dude. What's the name of that dude from the NRA, Charleston Heston? When you look at gods of Egypt, and all the deities are being played by white people. You look at Avatar. Right? Where the Asian kid, when they casted the movie for the Asian kid, they didn't use the Asian, they used the white boy. So they're putting their image on everything. You feel me? And they're doing it. They're doing it for a reason. So we can't always just jump for the money, because we're in a situation where we're under attack, and we have to fight back with every means at our disposal, because otherwise what's going to happen is the generations that's coming behind us, they're not they're going to be in the same situation. And what we need is, we need to make the world a lot easier for ourselves, just like they've made the world a lot easier for themselves. Like their kids don't have to worry about where they're going to work, as much as our kids do. You know what I mean? Because their daddies built all the companies, and even if they're not as smart as you and me, you know what I mean? They have the trust funds and the system set up where all the good schools, everything is done paid for. My son gets ready to go to college. I'm not. You don't have to fill out an application. I'm a big contributor to your college, so make sure that he's in here because this is how they're controlling things. So I would love to
I
see
think
I would love to see more of our entrepreneurs. I'm always proud of us just being overcoming in any situation. But I'd love to see more of us hold on to some of the things that we've created. Stop selling our culture, just giving it away because they throwing some money at you. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We can't keep on doing that.
I mean, somebody like Bob probably ain't real. He probably he don't know what even if he do know, I don't know. He for his own reason he did what he did. That's very powerful. But like back to what you're saying, man. I think the most important or the most powerful commodity, the most valuable commodity right now that what I'm saying that we got is right now is hip hop. Hip hop is the most valuable commodity because just like the BET situation, the reason they paid them so much money because it was so valuable. Because the way that you control or program people is through imagery and the music. Like hip hop music, the hip hop culture, what is the engine behind the youth today, man. How and the youth that grew up on a hip hop culture ain't youth no more. They us. We getting middle aged and shit. Niggas like Jay-Z down there 50. You know what I'm saying? So, niggas in their 40s and 50s, man. Now you got the young cat. It's like even if you like today, man, you probably can sit down and kick it with your son because y'all probably listening to the same shit. Or he might like one of the same, you know what I'm saying? It's like that gap, that generational gap that we used to have between, the parent and the child. That shit has been shortened with this hip hop thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But that hip hop, man, is very powerful. That's why you see, cats like Young Thug or whatever, Lil Weezy. That's why you see niggas getting these big contracts to keep motivating niggas to keep making the same shit because the music is what controls the behavior. If you can, if you're going to invest in something, invest. That's something very very important to invest in. If you can control people through the music, buy the fucking music, buy the people that goddamn make the music, and pay them money. Like if they make some positive shit that's gonna uplift the people, don't get them niggas that much bread. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. You ain't really gotta say shit about it. Just don't pay them niggas. People, you know what I'm saying? Don't pay them.
People think that when you say shit like this, like the music, they're using the music to control the people, that you're just bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? But there are actual studies now coming out. Even they're even doing I guess we call it unorthodox teaching techniques in different schools. Charter schools or schools outside of the public system, and what they're doing is they're actually using music to further the learning process, and they're seeing dramatic results. The retention rates is out is what I mean, it's crazy. They're getting the maths now, they're getting the history now. You see what I'm saying? My daughter, she comes home with rapping history to me because this is a part of some of the new techniques they're using so the kids remember the information. Because you know what I mean, and I tell people all the time that black people, we process things different, we learn things different, and that's why it's key for us to teach ourselves. We can't expect. I mean, it's not just that white folks can't teach us, so we can't learn anything from them. Of course, we can learn things from them. We've all gone to high school and college and sat in their classrooms, and we learned whatever they taught. You know what I mean? But they don't understand us, and maybe we don't even understand ourselves as well as we should, because we're more holistic. We're more right brain thinkers. We're more creative. You know what I mean? We see the whole picture. They're more analytical. They break shit down. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at even some of the basics things that come out of our culture, when you go to Africa and just see how our culture is, where you have people that hold on to information for hundreds and hundreds of years, the griots. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at how we used to read and how we used to write, how our writing system went from the right of the page to the left, and now we're going from the left to the right. Everything is kind of reversed, and we're just doing things that it don't necessarily work for us, man. And that's just real talk. But Tariq, I'm gonna basically wrap this up right here, brother. It's a good talking with you, and everybody look out tomorrow for that Grind Time Radio when we get back. On the Blog Talk Radio tomorrow from 6 to 7. So Grind Time Radio 6 to 7. Tune into that. And if you're out there, you're a black entrepreneur, you have your own business, just keep your head up, keep your heart in it. Be remarkable. Be great, man, and just keep on pushing and keep on believing and keep on working hard at making all your realities, the best realities and the greatest realities they can be. Again, thank Tariq Bey for being with us. This is M9NDtv, where we provoke thoughts and inspire thinking. And peace out to everybody. Tariq, any last words?
Nah, man. Just, like I said, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to us, man. And check us out on Facebook, Destiny Grind on Facebook, and Grind Time TV. I'm sorry, Grind Time Radio on Blog Talk. So you check y'all soon, man.
All right. Well, that's Tariq Bey. I want to thank him again. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. YouTube.com/M9NTV Network. Mine spelled with a number 9 instead of the letter I. M9NTV Network. So go ahead and subscribe right now and help us to build this platform. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for listening. Until next time. Peace out.
Peace.